it's definitely getting a lot bigger every year.
Do you think it's too big though? Because I went and it's madness
Yeah,
everywhere.
it
People
is.
swarming the lines. I stood in line for, I think, 6 hours because people were camping in one of the halls for, I think, Firefly. Thanks a lot, brown coats.
I know. I think that was actually overnight. I think Firefly was like, I'm not even gonna bother getting in that line. And somebody that I knew was in there at like 3 a.m. and they barely got in. And that was for like a 10 or 11 a.m.
It was
panel the next
insane.
morning.
I don't know.
It's
I don't
too
know if I
big.
have the energy to do it
No,
again.
I
Is it too
don't.
big and is it too Hollywood?
You know, I do think so. Having been to a con like Dragon Con, where it's not as Hollywood, but they definitely bring the celebrities, I could walk into the True Blood panel and just find a seat. There was really, there's a little bit of a line, but not really. And so I would rather go to a con like that if I really want to see those people. But I think that standing in line for 5 hours for Game of Thrones is ridiculous. I mean, that's your entire day, especially if you work in Hollywood and you might see these people elsewhere.
I didn't get into the one I wanted. I ended up going to True Blood. But I don't know.
You're just like, well,
okay, sure, True Blood,
Well, what I usually do though, and I have to recommend this for everybody, if you're kind of tired of the whole Hollywood scene and standing in line for hours, there are so many smaller panels. Like usually the panels that I'm on are in larger rooms, but they're a lot smaller. There's really no line, or there's a line for like 20 minutes. Those are the panels that are people that are creators on a little bit lower level than giant Hollywood, HBO, and that sort of thing, that are throwing really good panels.
Is that your solution? Go to a smaller
I
con?
think so. I think go to some of the smaller panels. Just look at the list. Don't just look at the giant TV shows that are there, because there are actually really amazing panels being put on aside from that in smaller rooms. And I did that last year, and it just made my con so much more fun. And those are all my buds too.
You know what? I did that too.
Yeah.
I went to the worst cartoons ever panel, and
See,
it was
how
one of the most fun panels I've ever been to.
Yeah.
So I guess that's a solution, or you can just go to a smaller con. If you're in Southern California, there's WonderCon soon, run by the same company as San Diego Comic-Con, by the way.
Yeah, it is. WonderCon's really interesting. They had moved it from San Francisco, and now it's in Anaheim. Who knows how long it's going to stay? But it was pretty fun, and again, they have a lot of the same type of panels that are on a lot smaller level. You're probably not going to see the major celebrities at WonderCon because they're gearing up for Comic-Con, obviously. But it's just as fun. It has a great exhibition floor with tons of artists. And I don't know, I mean, for me, that's what I love about the con.
Well, yeah, I mean, the artist alley at San Diego Comic-Con was nuts. I remember getting shoved around. But at other places, it's not as bad, and you get to talk to the artist and meet them, maybe buy a sketch, and it's not a big deal.
Yeah, Comic-Con is insane. I never go on the floor anymore. I will walk in there for 5 minutes and just be like,
nope.
No, and turn around. And it's almost like the energy of that many people in the room together is exhausting. So after about 10, 15 minutes, it's like, okay, I'm gonna go across the street.
Can you imagine doing that in cosplay too?
Oh my gosh, that's why I don't do cosplay at Comic-Con. It's the only con that I don't, because it's exhausting. Well, plus you're probably going to walk 10 miles to your hotel if you're
in the dark, cold.
I did that one year. It was so funny. It was 2 years ago, and I borrowed this guy's metal bikini outfit.
This guy's?
Oh, an armor. Yeah, well, he wasn't wearing it. He wasn't wearing it. Well, he might have worn it, and I don't want to see those pictures.
I don't know his business. It's fine. Whatever. Do you think?
It was like these metal bra cup, and I had to put clothes underneath because it kind of chafed a little bit. But it was heavy, and I had to walk a mile from my hotel to the con, and by the end of it, I was like, get this fucking thing off of me. I'm gonna die. So, I definitely don't recommend anything chainmail or anything metal if you're gonna go cosplay.
But if you're people watching, hey.
Yeah. I mean, it's good for everybody else, right?